Hi guys, welcome back. All right, so this is going to be a bonus general message. I got to say, there's still all kinds of issues going on behind the scenes, so I'm still kind of flying blind here, making all kinds of adjustments on my end behind the scenes. But bear with me over the next probably 24 hours while I keep working on things. There's always technological stuff that you got to alter and change with and figure out as things emerge and change. So thank you guys for being patient as I sort through whatever it is that I need to continue to sort through. All right, here we go. For this bonus general message, I always start these out with something, an anecdote, something real pertaining to my dog, something that truly happened. I moved a gigantic bird bath dish and discovered that there was the fattest coiled up snake. Oh, those of you that know me know I'm petrified of serpents, and I handled it really well, I have to say. Good job, Kate. I didn't scream even, but let me tell you, I haven't gone near that area since that moment. So anyway, all is well, but I just thought I would say maybe we start this storyline out with somebody that faces a fear. Okay. Hi, guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here. So we start with the devil card in the reverse. I mean, that's a great example of starting out with facing a fear and squashing it, right? This is like, not afraid of the devil anymore. Only I still am in my story, right? But this is not my story. This is possibly going to be a much better story. You guys, can you see everything and hear everything all right? Because I can't see anything other than the chat. So forgive me if I'm not doing the best with holding cards where they should be to view them. Hopefully it's all get worked out soon. I've tried multiple cameras and everything, but that's okay. We just roll with it. We got the Ace of Pentacles upright. New beginning. The devil is gone and there's a new beginning. This is all right. Thank you guys so much for the confirmations. You guys are wonderful. Thank you. The fact that we have a Seven of Swords, though, and the Ace of Wands. Okay, so we have a character that is unafraid of the devil or a Capricorn. They are having a new beginning. This new beginning, what's bizarre and we got to dig into is that Seven of Swords combined with the Ace of Wands. I worry a little bit that we have a character that is overstating how well everything's going to go. All right. My concern is they're saying it's all done, all the hard times are over, everything is fresh and new, but they might be overstating this on purpose because they really want to get to the good stuff. Let's see. What is the Seven of Swords about? Because I know what I want to say, but I don't want to say it unless it comes out. Eight of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so I'll say it. Instantly what popped into my head, even though I had no cards to support the idea, I wondered, do we have a person who's about to return to an individual that they would like to have a successful romance with, and they're saying, I'm over whatever the toxic stuff was. Maybe I've left my karmic and that's all behind me. Now we can be together. That might be overly optimistic because what they desperately want to do is be able to come back. They don't want to wait anymore. They're super passionate. It's like, no, but I want to be with you. So I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell myself, everything is going to be okay this time. This time I can come back in and we won't have any problems. That's not true. But I don't think that this person is doing it to intentionally lie. I think they're trying to lie to themselves because they want something so much. We have a Seven of Wands in the reverse. We have a Prince of Wands in the reverse. We have the Strength card. Okay, so actually, I will applaud this person on one hand because they're saying, I am hell-bent that I will make this work. I am determined that I'm not here for a short time. I'm going to be here for a long time. I'm not coming in as a Knight of Wands. I'm not coming in and expecting there to be more problems because I'm not going to let those problems, rend us asunder. I am going to instead face whatever extra things still pop up and not let it shake my confidence in my ability to either build and grow with you or be back in your life. Or I'm not going to let whatever it was that got in the way before get in the way this time. So they're not lying per se, but they are not being honest about the fact that I think they know darn well there's still going to be problems. But in this case, even if there's problems, they don't care. They're going to face them. They want this so much. What are the problems? Let me just, actually, no, hold on. Let's change decks. That deck has served us well, but I think we should look, what is the what has really been at the heart of this? What was the devil in the past? Since the devil's not necessarily gone, it's just that they're going to handle it and face it differently. We have a 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. We have the 10 of Wands. Okay, so this, one of the biggest obstacles could have been a character that has not really had their self-confidence, or they have not necessarily had the money, the wealth, or the freedom of like lack of self-worth. That could have squashed this relationship in the past, and this person is saying, you know what, I want to overcome that. I don't want to let that be the thing that sabotages a connection. Well, good for them, honestly, like really good for them. They may know that they're still going to have times when they waffle and they get nervous, but they really, really want this connection. Let me ask about what this connection is for them. How do they view this? I mean, obviously it's deeply important to them, but how is it that they look at this? I do believe it's a connection, or it's something that they're returning to. Wow. 10 of Pentacles, the Magician, and the 3 of Swords. You know what? I gotta say, this is such a great story, because so often I would have stories that, we'll have a character where it's like they get in their own way and sabotage stuff. And I always find myself asking the question, but love hopefully makes characters get out of their own way, and they go, well, I'm nervous, but on the other hand, I love this person so much that I'm going to quit making it all about me. And I'm going to say, no, I want to be good to them. I don't want to hurt them. And that's always been a frustration for me when I would see stories where it's like, wait a minute, they're still not going to do right by the person they profess to love. Well, this person is. If anything, when they look at this connection, they go, this is my 10 of Pentacles. This is my person that I have dreamt of and have, been fortunate enough to manifest and met. And if I caused, I'll say, her pain, and she doesn't know why I sabotaged, why you see her blindfolded here, if she doesn't know why I disappeared out of the picture, I'm hurting her because of my own insecurities. Screw that. I can't do that. I've caused her grief, and she's the person I want more than anyone, and she's my 10 of Pentacles. So I don't want to hurt the person that I love. That is awesome. We almost never get that message. And it's like, I've been grinding away at that annoying question for the longest time. I love the fact that we're finally seeing a character who does see it that way. No, if I love her, why would I hurt her just because I'm nervous or I have my insecurities? I got to squash my insecurities so that I don't hurt the person I love, because I'm causing her grief. Good for you, character. Good for you. I love it. Okay, so here they come. They're on their return, right? Tell me about your return, character. We got the Ace of Swords. We got the Page of Swords. They are in the planning phase, admittedly. They're not just racing forward exactly. They are finding a truthful way to come in. They are cutting away their fears, and then they're sitting with that Page of Swords. They are sitting there and saying, you know what? I need to do a little bit of reconnaissance. How do I, what are the first words that I speak? I know I need to speak truth. I'm going to own it. We even see the King's crown on this Ace of Swords. Like, I want to call this person a full-blown king. They could be a Leo, by the way. We did have them coming up strong enough to face their fears, maybe strong enough to face everything about this, right? They're fighting their own demons. They're squashing their sabotaging nature. They're doing it for love. They're doing it for all the right reasons. I would say that's somebody in a king or queen's energy. The only reason I say king is that looks like a heavier crown. It looks more like a king's crown, whereas the feminine crowns tend to be a little bit, I don't know, in most images I see, they're a little bit more delicate and sometimes a little bit more bejeweled. This is them contemplating. Yes, they're spying a little, not because it's like, ooh, I'm still so scared. No, this person is like, they're determined. They're determined that they're going to go after. They have big passion. Those aces are personal, and we got 2 of them, right? We got the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands. This person has taken control of themselves, which is all anyone can ever do, right? Is control their own actions and reactions. And this character is going for it. I'm so happy for them. We have a Page of Wands. We have a 2 of Swords. I think they know that they could be met with some resistance. But at the same time, I like the fact that this character is actually giving it enough thought they're being very realistic. They're saying, I know that I need to first contemplate. I don't just come rushing in like a chaos bunny. I need to go ahead and think about this. When they think about it, they get more impassioned, but they also realize she's not going to. Here she is again wearing a blindfold, right? We already saw her wherever that card went, where she was blindfolded. And we had that Three of Swords. I don't know where the heck that card went now. Oh, it's down here. We already saw her blindfolded, and here she is again. She's not going to want to talk to me. I know she's not. But there's a lot of things she doesn't know about why I did what I did. I'm going to have to illuminate that. I'm going to have to address her not wanting to communicate with me. I like the fact that they're being realistic because, I think it's what do we do when we've reached out and touched a hot pan? We're reticent to grab out and touch any pan handles at all. She got burned by them, so she doesn't want them coming toward her. They cause pain, and I think this could happen during a full moon or almost full moon, just because that's really prominent to me there. This is a time frame where they're going to have to face absolutely everything. Okay, so it's definitely Wheel of Fortune. And I would just say this. I could look at this particular Wheel of Fortune as like the Wheel of the Zodiacs. And if you look at the Wheel of the Zodiacs, it's also kind of like it's got a cross right in the middle, the same way a compass does to like, denote the four cardinal directions. But we can also look at it as like the year split into its four quarters. So I would definitely say there is something here very heavy about, well, it's obviously about timeline, but it could be at the turn of one season to the next that this occurs. It could be during a full moon that they choose to actually really firmly step forward and address it. Or this could also represent it'll take an entire season of maybe communicating to maybe start to rebuild trust. I feel like this is all about when they come forward, though. They've made the decision. They know what they're going to do. They realize that they've caused her hurt. They realize that the way forward is to come forward. But in order to do that, they're being thoughtful about it, which I really do appreciate. I think that's awesome. Tell me about the Wheel of Fortune, because I'm still trying to nail, there's something I'm missing about that. Still trying to nail the timeline. Or we have the Ace of Pentacles again. We've got the Tower sideways. So we have some Aries energy here. To me, they're saying, or the universe, because I think of the Wheel of Fortune as kind of the universe, it has to be handled at a moment in time where the chance for failure is minimized. You notice that we have the gateway, the doorway. This looks very much like summer. And I will say, I mean, we're still kind of at the tail end here of the Taurus season, about to hit Gemini, but we have a really prominent Leo over here. So maybe this is during Leo season. I feel like I just said this, by the way. I don't know, that lion is standing out to me. I'm not sure if my fingertips touch the lion or the bull there. Sorry, I can't see anything in my screen. So it's really weird to be just like in this blank space. But this looks very, very lush, very gardeny, full throes of growing season. Now, bear in mind, of course, in the Southern Hemisphere, our summer is going to be shifting into, their autumn or their winter. So we're opposite timelines. Still, from what I see, it's still going to put it in the next seasonal change, is what I would say. Whether that means summer or winter is kind of irrelevant. It just, all of this, looking at it as the 4 quarters of the year cut into segments. And now we're kind of nailing a timeline. We have to have a time where maybe energetically they're listening, I think, to their higher self, because she has to be at a place where she too would be open to a new beginning. Now, if this just means, she's ready to cross a threshold of a timeline, I would say seasonal changes are a really good subconscious or instinctual time of change, because if you think about it, like we're animals at the end of the day, right? Um, we have the luxury of basically battling um, like the world that we live in, like ancient peoples that didn't have cities and things like that, or didn't have all the technology. They had to like plant with the seasons. When things would grow, they had to move with the seasons. If things were inhospitable and too cold to live in one area during the winter, so they'd move to a more temperate climate, that was maybe more nomadic. Nowadays, we can stay right where we are. We can live in the hottest desert ever, day and night, doesn't matter the season, because we got air conditioning and heating, right? We can have food trucked in, flown in, transported, so we can live in the most inhospitable climates. But deep down, we're still like part of the same biological rhythm, circadian rhythms, all of that. So what I would argue is subconsciously, when we go through a transformation of one season to the next, I at least would pose the idea that would we not also, in a metaphorical sense, recognize, what, this is a time of a change. This is a time when different fruits and berries are, ready to be eaten, or this is a time for a different energy. In the winter times, I go into more hibernation. I want more soups and stews. I change pattern a little bit. Likewise, in the summer, I got more energy. I'm up a lot more hours of the day and night. I feel better. I eat different foods. So I'm just saying, when there's a transformation, maybe that's the thing. It has to be at the change of a season, because it'll represent an instinctual knowledge that I'm passing over a threshold. I'm ready for a change. That might be the perfect time where we minimize the chance for collapse if they reapproach her, because everything is subtly changing anyway. She's going to be ready for something different. She's ready to embrace something a little she could be open to hearing from them at a certain time. And I think subconsciously or intuitively, they kind of know this. That to me is them like listening to their higher self. When is the best time to approach her? They're doing reconnaissance. They're trying to figure it out, but I think it's naturally going to fall into perfect alignment. Tell me one more card on that Tower. We have the Knight of Pentacles. We have the Two of Wands. And we have the Judgment card. And this is probably my favorite Judgment card I've ever seen, just because, I mean, obviously it gives us a feedback loop of what I was already suggesting. Is that like they're listening to their subconscious or their instinct or the universe? And sure enough, we have somebody like that dominates the picture in the sky, in the night sky. This is, take your time. She's really important. You really want to do this right. You're also going to have to be patient with her when you approach her. But if you both kind of have this knowing, because I think she knows that they're approaching. I think either she's dreaming of them every night and doesn't know why. I think she's warming up to the idea of, what would I do if they stood on my doorstep one day? What would I do if they weren't just a face in my dream, but they were a face, standing there looking at me? What would I do then? She's warming up to this even now. And I think I don't want to say she's growing into the idea that she'll accept them. But if she intuitively knows that there's a change in the way she feels about things, or a change in the way she would interpret things, sometimes hurt and pain make us say, hell no. And then as hurt and pain in the memory of something fades, and it's replaced with, maybe I reacted in an extreme fashion, even though I was still hurt, but maybe if there's more to the story, maybe now I'd be willing to hear it. Or she's changing her energy flow. That's what I see in these cards anyway. And they are astute enough to know they have not been able to approach her. Even with the best of intentions, they have not been able to approach her yet. And I want to say it's because of that Wheel of Fortune. It's because some seasonal changes had to happen. And I'm talking about now the seasons within ourselves. If we're in the season of I'm angry, I'm hurt, I'm pain, and I'm going to stay that way for a while, that we kind of have to I don't know. It's like the leaves have to drop off of our angry tree, and maybe we need to go into a dormant phase. Then we need to reblossom and see how much we've grown and see what feels different. Sometimes we've grown way beyond that old situation. We want nothing to do with it. Other times we've grown into a place of maybe I see it a little different now. And that's what's been happening for her. So they're on her mind a lot. A lot. Even though I don't read for genders, please bear that in mind. We can apply whatever we want, but we keep seeing it her. So that's what I've been saying. You know what's crazy? She's having some kind of inkling, and I don't know if it's because she's thinking back to her interaction with them, but remember, she was wounded and had no clue what the hell had happened. It's really hard when somebody, withdraws, disappears, whatever it is. That just hurts because we don't have answers. But the awareness of, I didn't have an answer. I don't know what the hell happened. She's kind of reflecting on that part now, not the, you hurt me. How could you go away, not even tell me what the hell happened? Now she's like, yes, you hurt me, but that's now the second statement. The first statement is, what the hell happened? God, that hurt, to not understand what happened. As she kind of flips those two statements, and the main focus is, I don't know what happened, but man, I do remember they were really stressed out. I do remember that there was something about them. There must have been a moment where they either showed an inkling of how they were feeling on the inside. Whatever their devil energy was that made them sabotage, whatever their fears were that made them feel not good enough, they showed that to her in some little glimmering moment. And she did catch that. But she might have caught it the way we catch things in a footnote, or the way if we watch a movie the first time, we don't necessarily see all the different little, especially like comedies, there can be funny little one-liners that are almost in the background, or, a scene has something hilarious, like tucked into the corner of a particular, moment, and we don't notice it until we watch it a few more times. It's kind of like that. She's now replaying some things that she's realizing, they did show me at least a flicker of their stress or their distress, or even their defeatist attitude at one point that they were feeling in themselves. So she's kind of, I think, becoming more receptive to at least hearing what the hell happened. Because I think before it was like, you hurt me, go away, never come back. Now it's like, something was wrong here. Why? What happened? That really hurt me. That's an important side note, that she's switching the order of those two statements. So with all that in mind, I would say this timeline that they are returning to her, she's kind of becoming more, at least open to the possibility of hearing them out. And that will minimize the blockage or the potential for total collapse of this. Now, of course, our characters still have their choices. Does she want to say yes to them? Does she want to, welcome them back into her world? She certainly does not have to. But just to get to a place of able to have conversation, a lot of time had to pass. My impression is, even though I've been talking about this like it's just like 1/4 of a year, I don't know that that's the case at all. It could have been a long time. But now, the time for actual communication is suddenly rapidly approaching. We have Queen of Cups. On her side, she's in a much more satisfied place in her own heart space. A lot of her hurt has dissipated and it has been filled with happiness. It's probably because she had to fill her own cup with happiness, but she's in a very benevolent energy, very warm, very loving, very and Queen of Wands, she's also feeling sexy, hot, and like, honestly, like she's two versions of a queen. She doesn't have any doubt that she's desirable, or she has no self-worth issues of her own, which makes her really capable of like maybe being receptive to hearing, okay, so wait a minute, it wasn't about me. If she did not have good self-confidence, if they tried to come back in after a long time of silence, she might be like, oh my God, how much more insult could you possibly give me? You already left me because I wasn't enough for you. Now you come back in randomly. How much more are you going to hurt me? that is not the energy. She's like, I know I'm a catch. I know I'm attractive. I know I have a lot to offer. If you're coming back toward me, you must have had a huge reason that you walked away from me in the past. And that obviously was something that you were going through. So now I can hear, what were you going through? And I can hear with like a little bit of detached energy, because I'm not taking it personal now. I don't have to take it personal. I know it wasn't about me. Have you seen me? I'm not saying she's actually going to be like strutting her stuff, striking a pose and being like, all this, I know it had nothing to do with all this, like, I'm just saying that because in a much more mild way. I don't mean she's full of herself and arrogant and, strutting like a peacock, but this is somebody who knows, and everyone should know, that they have worth and value. Every single person on earth has worth and value and is beautiful. Like we're all supposed to be different and look different, and we all have our own unique beauty. Masculines, feminines, everybody. When we forget that is when we don't feel good enough. She has not forgotten that, or maybe she has reclaimed that, which is wonderful. Ace of Swords is sideways. Oof. Empress is upright. Six of Swords is upright. She is, all I'm going to say to this is that she has the ability right now to fully forgive them. She has the ability, even if she cannot completely understand what they were going through, she can forgive it. This is huge benevolence, because this is Our Lady of Guadalupe. She is the most forgiving energy. And then she says one of two things: I forgive you, don't worry, and I've moved on. Or she says, I forgive you, don't worry, we can move on from this. I don't fully understand what happened, but I can say I also didn't walk in your shoes. So let's just put this behind us and let's move into calmer waters together. She still is like, if she takes them back, she's still kind of reserving judgment, because it does not say that she understands what would have made them so uncomfortable in their own skin that they would walk away from her if they loved her. I don't think she's ever been that low, in herself, in the way she felt. And if she's never been in that low of an energy space, maybe she can't quite comprehend that. She's been hurt, she's been angry, she's been devastated, she's rebounded, she's healed herself. But, not everybody has the same experiences in life, the same traumas, the same things that deplete them. What I think is remarkable here is that she, without having full comprehension of exactly what they were feeling, she can still show the compassion of saying, I don't understand it, but I'm not mad at you, and I do forgive it, and let's just move on from it. I don't know. These two have a real hope for the future. Universe, can we get one last card on them? I'm sorry, this one's getting so long, but Three of Pentacles. On their side, they're ready to go ahead and really give. I think that they meant it when they said, I've squashed the devil in me. I've squashed my demons. I'm not going to be letting myself get so full of fear or get so down on myself that I sabotage the very things that I want. Even though I know I'm still going to struggle with that. Maybe they've been going through counseling or therapy or something, and it's gotten them to the point where they actually know how to combat some of the, the fears and the self-doubts. Maybe they've really made some significant change, because this says that they're genuinely ready to work well together. We saw them acknowledging it's not 100% true that I'll never have problems again, but I am sure about one thing: I want to not hurt somebody that I love. I think that driving force, to me, that was the most important statement that they ever made in this. I don't want to hurt the person that I love because I've been insecure that maybe I'm not enough. To me, that is the power of love at its best, right? Okay, I'm going to leave that one there. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm so glad that even if I can't see my screen, you guys can. So we'll go ahead and do some more of the zodiacs. I think I'm going to start out with Aquarius and then Sag, and then we'll do a couple of others, and I'll try to get us back on track. It's I'm still going to be tweaking things and messing with things behind the scenes, trying to get everything to work out better on my screen. And sometimes, though, there's nothing I can do because it's all about what's happening in the technological world with upgrades and things like that. But we shall just roll with it. And everybody, thank you so much for being here. LMC, yeah, great comment there. That's beautiful. Stevette, great to see you. Hey, Bruce Reed, how are you? Thank you, Bruce. Pamela Tours, hi. Annie, as I did too. This was a fun one. And thank you for, for taking me as I am. Hi, Talia. It's been a hot minute. Hi, sweetie. Hi, Melly. D. Rogers is in the house. Hi. Alexa, hi. Danae, thank you for the hearts. Hi, Brittany. Excuse me, the Brittany Francis. White Horse Patriot. Hello, hello, darling. Thank you. I'm glad you like the orange and black. I tend to leave my backdrops up until I run out of clothes that match the backdrops. Queen Libra 76, hi. Hi, Ideville, how are you? Kiss JG, Jessica Rios in the house. For show, hi. Peaceful, hi 10 to you also, darling. Hi, Sahara, Tamra, Fabian. Libra Sun in the house. Nice. I'm going to do a Libra video today as well. And thank you again, Stevette and Annie and Lindsay and Hot Little Mexican and Faye the Cosmic Love for letting me know that you guys could hear and see okay. I so appreciate your guys' feedback. April O'Neill, hi, honey. Asher Ash, Courtney Jade. All right, you guys, take care. I will see you again in some of the next ones. Hi, Helen. All right, guys. Oh, good, LMC. I'm so glad. Thank you so much. And thank you for all your generosity the other day. All right, you guys, take care. Bye.